Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Olga Villaverdi.
And I'm Montel Williams.
Today, necessity is the mother of invention. So we have the story behind mom's meals and the role proper nutrition can play in our overall health.
And we also have some important health news for women.
And we are not letting painful blisters slow us down. No, sir. No, sir. I'm going to wear these heels till I'm 95 years old.
That means we've got something in the show that's going to help you,
That's right.
The Balancing Act starts right now.
There's no better time than now to focus on the foods we eat. How can they lead to overall better health? And why food accessibility is critically important.
That is so right. I mean, there are a lot of companies out there right now who are devoted to healthy eating, but there's one in particular that takes into account the unique health needs of their consumers.
With us today to tell us more is Mom's Meals Senior Vice President of Healthcare Strategy and Chief Nutrition Officer, Catherine McPherson. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
So, Catherine, we know that we are what we eat, right? And it's so important to tell people eat healthier. And I just think it really does make for a longer and healthier life, correct?
Absolutely. We all need food to survive, but nutrition science shows us that what we eat is really important to our health. And that's especially true if you have a chronic health condition like high blood pressure or heart disease or diabetes. And those typically develop later in life. In fact, about 8 out of 10 adults in the U.S. over age 65 has at least one chronic condition.
Wow.
And change can be hard. The food that they're eating, the meals that they enjoy might not be best for their health.
Wow, and that's where your company, Mom's Meals, comes in, right?
We make it as easy as possible for people to follow the nutritional guidelines for their chronic conditions. So whether that's, eating less sodium because you have high blood pressure or heart.
I was diagnosed with high blood pressure 5 years ago. It's controlled, and I eliminated salt, which wasn't easy.
Good for you, because
don't pick up the shaker.
No, a lot of people find that really challenging. So it's great you can make that change. And we try and make it easy for people by, providing fully prepared meals that they can just heat and eat at home. We offer 9 different condition-appropriate menus that are designed by our team of registered dietitians and professional chefs. So across those menus, we offer 60 different choices.
My goodness.
And there's going to be something for everyone, whether you have high blood pressure, you have heart disease, we have diabetes-friendly meals, renal-friendly. We also have gluten-free, vegetarian, pureed for people with chewing and swallowing problems, or even meals to help people who are undergoing cancer treatment.
I love that. So it's catered to someone's needs at the time. Mm-hmm. Tell me about the history of Mom's Meals.
Yeah, it started.
I just love the name.
It is a great name.
Yes.
It is a great name. Well, it was started by a mom.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the mom of Mom's Meals is Barb Anderson. She's one of the co-founders. 24 years ago, she was caring for her mother who was living alone and had a chronic health condition. And her mother-in-law was in the same set of circumstances. And she had 2 sons at the same time who were off at college, and they were college athletes. And she said, everyone is losing weight. I don't know how to take care of my family. They're not doing well nutritionally. And she started to put together large portions of family favorite meals, divide those up, and stock their refrigerators on the weekends. And that was, that speaks to our origin. It also speaks to our mission, which is improving life through better nutrition at home.
And who's eligible for these meals and these meal plans?
Yeah, we serve absolutely anyone who would like to eat healthier or send meals to a loved one they may be caring for that lives nearby or even in another state. We deliver to absolutely any address. But a lot of people have coverage through the health insurance plan.
Wow.
So in Medicare, which is the private Medicare Advantage, which is the private version of Medicare, available to adults 65 and up, there's often meals post-discharge that are available. So to help people. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And what about those with maybe Medicaid?
Yeah, in Medicaid as well, to help people remain independent at home for as long as possible. People aging in place or people with disabilities. Also meals that might help women have a healthy pregnancy, can help people better manage a chronic condition, or again, rest and recover after discharge from a hospital stay. So it depends on the state, what's covered under Medicaid, of course. And if you're curious about coverage in your health insurance plan, you can look at your summary of benefits and coverage document. And if you don't know where that is, that's okay. You can always just call the number on the back of your insurance card.
So I see that you brought some Mom's Meals for us. Can we go check them out?
Yes.
Let's do it. Great.
Let's take a look.
It smells wonderful.
Well,
I'm going to start with that.
Well, I hope you're hungry.
I am.
We'll get to sample. Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the food that will arrive at your home. So it shows up in an insulated cooler, and then these are the trays that are just meant to be stacked in the fridge. Our meals stay good in the fridge for 2 weeks. They're all refrigerated meals, and they're really easy to heat in the microwave in just 2 minutes, or a conventional oven if you don't have a microwave.
Tell us what we have here.
Yeah, well, let's start with the breakfast. So this is our cowboy breakfast skillet, and it's served with a apple and cranberry crisp. We've also got over here our barbecued chicken with roasted potatoes and spiced green beans. Salisbury steak, which is definitely a favorite. Salisbury steak with a mushroom gravy, roasted potatoes and spiced carrots. And then our last one is going to be curried vegetables with pineapple and brown rice.
Wow. Now, do you have a vegan option or vegetarian option?
We do. We have a full vegetarian menu, and there are vegan options on there. But we have 9 condition-specific menus, and they're all designed by our team of registered dietitians and professional chefs. And then each meal is going to come with sides. So you can enjoy the side with the meal if you want a little bit bigger portion, or you can save those for a snack between meals. But things like you see here, a fruit cup, could be an orange, a cheese stick, a cookie, a whole grain roll.
I like the colors. I just like how you incorporate the vegetables, the protein. It's just a little bit of everything, and it's just the right amount. And again, good for that person with what they need.
Absolutely. And we do update our menus twice a year. So you're going to see different colors, flavors, ingredients of the seasons.
I love this concept. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, at Mom's Meals, we are more than a food delivery company. We really put the convenience in people's hands to care for their chronic conditions easier.
Again, if people wanted more information, where would they go?
They can go to momsmeals.com/thebalancing-act.
And of course, you want to go to our website also if you want more information, thebalancingact.com.
This morning, I brought a lot of my shoes to the studio, not to showcase my heels, but rather explain that I live in pain because of these shoes. I can't wear flats. I refuse to wear them. I'm too short. But there is a price to pay. Bunions, corns, calluses, and blisters. That's what I get. Well, today, some relief for all of us, especially if you get blisters like me. Joining me today is Kristen Verkijk, Compeed brand manager. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Absolutely.
And it's not just women out there, men as well that could relate. And it's not just heels, right, Kristen? I mean, there are a lot of people out there that play tennis, sports, power walk. I mean, our feet pay a big price.
Yes, they definitely do. And we're hearing from a lot of consumers in our data that while a lot of them are getting blisters from sporting activities or walking or hiking, the majority of them actually are getting blisters from doing daily things like wearing new shoes. And some people actually say that if they could change the way that they walk to avoid blisters, they would.
That's right. Okay, so I wrote down a couple questions. Let's see what she says to us. Is it a good idea to drain a blister?
No, you want to avoid draining or popping blisters because blisters actually need a certain amount of moisture in order to heal.
What about popping it?
You don't really want to pop it. That sounds really painful.
I've done it before.
Yeah, yes.
Not a good idea.
No, that definitely is a common misconception.
What about corns? I mean, those can be painful as well. People will pick at them. Not a good idea.
No, so corns are a thickening of that skin, which is a protective response to friction and rubbing from ill-fitting shoes. And you can help relieve those by having properly moistured skin.
All right, and what about ice? Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, having a cold pack or ice can help relieve pain from blisters.
So what I normally do, here's my mode of operations, my MO, is when I have a blister, I get a bandage and I put it there. To be honest, it makes it worse. It falls off. It just doesn't work, okay? Any other options?
Yes, I would recommend using Compeed as a blister solution.
Okay, why so?
Compeed is not like your ordinary bandage. It uses hydrocolloid technology in order to create a perfect healing environment for your blister. And like we were talking about, there is this common misconception that blisters need to breathe, but that's actually not the case. They need a certain level of moisture in order to heal and prevent scarring or scabbing over.
All right, I'm opening up this one. This one says Advanced Blister Care, Instant Pain Relief, and there's different sizes.
Yes.
So So just explain to me what I'm looking at and kind of like what the difference is from all the other ones that to me do not work.
Yeah, so you can see right off the bat that Compeed is designed to act like a second skin, and it's super flexible, and that second skin creates a protective barrier that can sit right on top of the blister. There's also a little bit of cushioning in it. I'm sure you can feel that.
I feel it. I feel the cushion.
Yeah.
It's soft.
Yep. And that cushioning actually reduces the amount of pressure that's sitting on the blister, which offers 10 times more pain relief than a regular bandage.
So I would just place this on, let's say, my blister on the back, leave it there. How long can I leave it there for? How fast will it start working? And can I take a shower with it? So many questions.
Oh, yes, yeah. Some people find that right when they apply Compeed for the first time, they have instant pain relief because of that cushioning. But it really is designed to stay on for multiple days, even through showers.
I could feel that too. It's very soft.
Yes, yes. You won't even notice that it's there. It's supposed to be really unobtrusive so that you can just continue living your life without having to worry about your blister.
And does it have, and I'm reading here, 10 times more pain relief?
Yes, when compared to ordinary bandages, Compeed actually has 10 times more pain relief because of that cushioning. It stays on 50% longer than an ordinary bandage, and it helps heal your blister 20% faster.
All right, this is another one, Advanced Blister Care Extra Cushioning. Tell me the difference between, I guess, the one I had. Obviously, you have just lots to select from.
Yeah, so this is one of our sports options, and when you open it, you'll see that there's extra cushioning here, kind of like a tortoiseshell pattern, and we know that when you are playing sports, you know, even if you don't have a blister, there's a lot happening with your feet. There's a lot of moving, there's a lot of pounding, there's a lot of impact. And so there's extra cushioning here to help protect that blister.
And I see that little circle, which is where you would put in the area of the blister.
Yes.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is actually could be a good solution. Any final thoughts? Because I'm going to start using this after running my 4 miles every morning.
I'm so glad that you said that, because what we hear from a lot of consumers is that Compeed is the blister solution that they didn't even know existed. And we're a top blister brand in key European markets, according to our data. And we hear from consumers all over the world that once they try Compeed, they'll never go back.
And I have to say, I took it off and it did not hurt. And that's very important, too.
Yes, yes. And actually, Compeed is designed to fall off on its own once the healing process is complete. So you don't have to worry about it.
And triathlons love this.
They really do. Yes, we are a sponsor of USA Triathlon. And we found through our partnership that this is a great solution for new athletes as well as professional athletes alike. And it will be perfect for all lifestyles that people might have.
And even for corn care. They've got something for everything. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. For our viewers who'd like more information, where can they go?
You can find Compeed in stores in the first aid and in the foot care aisle, or on Amazon.com. And if you visit our website, CompeedUSA.com, you can get more information.
And now I can still wear my heels.
Yes.
Thanks, Kristen. Appreciate your information. And if you'd like more information, go to our website, thebalancingact.com. Actually, it's a lot softer. It really is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Urinary tract infections, also known as UTIs, can cause many potentially life-threatening complications. In fact, approximately 25% of all adult sepsis cases are a result of urosepsis. So it's important to catch this infection quickly and identify which antibiotic option would work best to prevent such complications from occurring. So with us today is Christ Hospital urogynecologist and pelvic surgeon, Dr. Mickey Karram, to tell us about an advanced diagnostic test that's really showing great results. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, thanks for being here, because I think this is something, and I'm so glad we could talk about these things today, because this is really important for women. Let's just talk about what is a UTI? What is a urinary tract infection?
So I think even before I answer that question, it's important to understand this dialogue that we're having this morning is about women. And 80% of the statistics you just talked about occur in women. And historically, unfortunately, the way we've studied and understood UTI has been based a lot on male anatomy. And so, you know, the gender divide is at the forefront here. But with that said, basically a UTI is when a bacteria or fungus enters into the urinary tract and starts to cause inflammation, and basically patients start to complain of frequency, urgency, pain as the urine passes through the urethra, and it's a very distressing problem. And it's really flown under the radar, even at the medical level. It's been taken sort of nonchalantly. Patients get empiric antibiotics. The standard way of diagnosing this is very suboptimal.
And let me tell you, I mean, I'm going to be honest, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, and even my second one as well, I got several UTIs. I had never suffered from one, and I didn't really know what was happening, but I knew something down there wasn't good, and then it just came in with a vengeance and the pain, and it felt, I'm not kidding, it felt like a knife, and I thought I was going to have to go to the bathroom and nothing would happen, and I ran to the doctor. I started bleeding. I mean, the quality of life can immediately just tank, right?
Absolutely, and that's unfortunately what happens a lot, and the whole goal of our discussion this morning is to bring to the forefront the fact that the way we've traditionally diagnosed and managed these patients is suboptimal. A standard urine culture, which is where you pee in a cup and they send it off to a lab and it takes, 2 to 4 days to get results, is okay in patients that have infrequent infections, but so many women, about 20% of women that have UTIs, it's recurrent, complicated. Right. It keeps coming back, and it's very frustrating for the physician and the patient because you just keep throwing antibiotics and you get into this vicious cycle because the more antibiotics you throw at them, the more resistance you get to antibiotics.
And then you get a yeast infection.
And then you alter bacteria in your vagina and in your gut, so you either get diarrhea or a yeast infection, and that's the reality. It's one of those disease states that hasn't been taken seriously like it should.
So, doctor, walk me through the difference between the standard urine culture and Guidance UTI.
So basically, this doesn't require any different way of collecting the urine. You basically urinate into a cup,
okay,
and it gets sent to the pathognostics lab, and literally the next day you'll have the results, versus a standard urine culture. In my world, I'm lucky if I have the results in 4 days. They'll say it's available in 2 days, but at times the bacteria isn't growing out like it should, et cetera, et cetera. So literally the next day you'll have the results with this, and it doesn't require a catheter or anything like that. They just urinate into a cup.
And the results are more accurate, doctor, in terms of the other way?
That's an understatement. Not only more accurate in the different potential bacteria and fungi that are growing in there, they provide you with a very, very clear-cut understanding of what is the best antibiotic to treat. And the other thing that I didn't mention early on is standard urine cultures pick up only about one organism usually, maybe two. We know that up to 30% of urinary tract infections are what we call multibacterial. There's many different bacteria causing it, and this specific test guidance will show you it's growing out this bacteria, this bacteria, this bacteria, and all three are sensitive to this antibiotic. Like I said, it's been game-changing.
What a game changer, especially for women who have been suffering month after month after month after month within a day or so.
And again, not only suffering, having to ingest all of these antibiotics time and time again. And the antibiotics don't just impact the urinary tract, they impact your vagina. We talked about causing yeast infections. They impact your gut. And then on the medical side, you're creating lots of resistance that occurs against these antibiotics, so they're no longer as effective down the road. And so it's truly a vicious cycle that's getting to be a crisis.
Doctor, this is great information. For our viewers who'd like to learn more, where can they go?
They can go to pathognostics.com. There's a very, very nice description of the testing, and it's very patient-friendly. They can also Google Guidance UTI, and a lot of information will come up. And I just want to underscore as well that this specific company has really invested the time and money to do very good scientific research around this testing, and that's out there in the public domain for the providers as well.
Thank you, doctors. Thank you for the information. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And if you'd like more information, you can go to our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be right back.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
Remember to head to our Facebook page, like us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and visit thebalancingact.com to enter our latest sweepstake or giveaway.
Stay safe, love that family of yours. We'll see you next time.